Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Through the Ages. It is me, back again, Seth M. Official. So, now let's go over some quick things before we get into it. This is going to be a tour, a little world update tour before we go into the, next version, because we're kind of done with 1.14 right now. So, oh my God, Jesus Christ, did you... Okay, we're gonna ignore whatever that was. That was horrifying. Well, just some quick update things here. First, I have gotten a new PC. Not entirely new, the hard drive's still the same, everything like that, but with the new PCs, I've been having some troubles with it. It's really nice. It's got 32 gigabytes of RAM. It is an i9 processor, a brand new motherboard, a 2070 Super graphics card. It's a beast, you know? But I think my hard drive is going, which sucks. It really sucks. And it's a lot of things that I have to do to make sure it doesn't go, save files. So that's kind of why I haven't been posting recently. I've been upgrading my computer and also having a lot of issues with it. But now that that's done, Minecraft runs a lot better, especially in my hardcore world. I'm able to use Elytra now without the fear of death, and things are going good. Now, let's talk about all the things that I have done, which there's a lot. So, to start off, let's get this Elytra on. Ooh. Let's go up here. So, first things first, I have been terraforming the crap out of this swamp biome. As you can see from this overhead view, where we have this sort of marshland swamp in between with the water, and the main water over here, all with this nice bone mealed grass on it. And it's looking really good. I think we're still waiting on grass blocks. We're still waiting on... Let me slow down. We're still waiting on dirt blocks, grass blocks. We're going to try to do this side first and then start working our way over here because I really forget how big this swamp biome is and a lot of it needs terraformed. But one day this will all be done. But I think that is one of the big things that I have been doing in my spare time. And all this stuff I've done off camera and just worked on my own. But the biggest one probably is swamp biome. Now, there's a lot of checklist things I needed to move to the next update, and I still haven't done all of them. But the next thing that we have been working on is the desert city. Now, with the desert city, most of it's still not done, but I am working very hard on getting all of the houses done first. So this is a good example of what an average house looks like. So we have these little pillars in here with the lanterns hanging off, the beds, a little I don't know what this is. This is, I want to say this is almost cultural. This is something to do with the culture. All houses have this little sand in here, a little table to do some cooking, and then finally a fireplace. And there's variants of all of these. I'll walk around and do a few. This is what we did the last time. A lot of iron golems spawning because they're breeding rapidly. But here's, and then, oh yeah, so also, we have received, where is he? I think he's gold, right here. Mending. For 22 emeralds in a book, we have a mending villager. Because of this, I have mending on everything. I actually ended up redoing my entire armor set too. But let's just look at some of the houses first. Very nice, very peaceful. We haven't done any of the workspaces other than the one you saw there, but we'll get around to it. We're working on it. But we still have to finish all the houses, and I've been trying to get villagers to go over to this side and do the crops. We're also out of beds over here, it seems like, at least that one house. I want them to get over here to do the crops because then they can start reproducing on their own. We have one over here, but he is a fisherman. He is not a farmer. He's working with these barrels. But once they get over here and start living over here, they will start getting food, transporting the food all around the city, and we will be a lot better. They'll start reproducing without me giving them stuff to do it. And the iron golems keep them relatively protected. But that is the desert city mainly. The next thing is, I could not find a bamboo forest for the life of me. I searched all over, and I do have a self-imposed world border at 5,000 blocks, and I couldn't find it. So, what we've done... Hold on. Oh, an ocelot in a tree. Is I fished for it. I decided that I would need to do something to get bamboo, and in a jungle biome, there's a rare chance to catch bamboo, which took many hours, many nights, but we have done. But this little area, this is a little jungle fishing area. So we have bamboo planted around it, because I got the first piece of bamboo. We got the bamboo. But this is a man-made lake with a nice little waterfall going down here. Ooh, that one's not going to grow. Let's put it there. Little man-made waterfall down in this natural thing. But yeah, I really like it. I think it's fun. I think it's cute. It's definitely a good place to fish, especially because the loot is rarer in jungle biomes. It ups the percentages for some reason, making jungle biomes very good for fishing. So let's go now to the quartz forest. More sand has been taken up for some glass, but mainly this place is pretty much the same over here. Nothing too big. So, we're working our way to the quartz forest. I've been doing a lot of terraforming on the outsides of it, as you can see, like right here. Doing a lot of terraforming, try to get it all ready, and right here too. But here is what we've got. So, we have a lot more trees put in. This whole section is done. I think there's like 5 or 6 trees here. All looking very pretty. We still can't grow, what do you call it? Still can't grow the chorus fruit to make the blaze or the ender rods. But what we're slowly doing is I have been removing grass blocks, just slowly. Or actually, I have a different shovel for this. I don't think it's on me. But I have a different shovel. I've been removing grass blocks, replacing them with dirt, and allowing this to go over because I want the whole biome to have this look to it. I want it to be, because I think this is the coolest to walk in like the whole biome, because I'm biome crafting here. This is a biome craft. It's not the easiest to do. It's actually very hard. This work right here, putting all this in from one block, probably is about 20 to 30 minutes. Because it's just the amount of waiting as well. But yes, the quartz forest is coming along nicely. Nothing really done up there. We will eventually redo the staircase, but right now I just am building the trees themselves. Okay. Now, there's not too much else that has been going on. There has been a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of busy work, especially putting in all this dirt, leveling out the underneaths, bone mealing, putting in all this stuff. It has been a lot of work. We have found a pattern for the underground library, or like a template, basically. I've been working a lot in my creative world to get a good look and feel, and this is what we've come up with. So this is it. You gotta be careful not to fall off and die, but this is what we're working with. So it's going to be, there's gonna be lecterns here too, which we haven't put in yet, but it's gonna be this back on the whole wall and all the levels. This for the ceiling, which the ceiling's probably gonna be the hardest because we have the middle open, but we'll use some good scaffolding to like get through all of that because now we now have bamboo. But this design is going to go every one of those. So every time there's one of those blocks, it's another wood pillar. So in between will be another one of these, and it's going to go all the way around. And then I think there's going to be, I have it marked, I think if you look down here, yeah, it's going to be every like 7 blocks, I think. And there's going to be 5 of them, 5 or 6. I'm not exactly sure how tall it is, but there's going to be 5 or 6 of these on each floor, which the amount of books is going to be ridiculous. It's already taking up so many. If you see here, we do have a lot just saved up from over the years. But yeah, and then there's going to be lecterns here. We're waiting. We're going to actually, so there's going to be walls here. And I don't have any good example of walls right now. But we're actually going to be waiting till we get to the Nether update to do black stone walls. Because blackstone looks really good with this palette. Just the fact is that we don't have blackstone because it doesn't exist yet. But yeah, this is what it's gonna look like all the way around, and it's gonna take a lot of oak wood. It's gonna take a lot of stuff. I don't expect it to be finished anytime soon, but it definitely is going to be a project. And it's really repeating templates, stuff like that. The lecterns eventually, I'm thinking, will have like actual books in them that I like, you know, write or whatever. Maybe certain accounts of the world, certain lore. So if I ever get the world download to you guys, that you can come in here and read all the adventures and everything. But yeah, so this is the start of the underground library. A big project to undertake, super big. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is just work solely on getting the wood all down, which is gonna take a lot of oak, just too much oak in my opinion. But yeah, and that will be eventually the entirety of the underground library. Very, very big project. I think most likely the largest project I've had to date. I don't think there's anything bigger than it, or more ambitious. The Desert City still is huge and needs a lot of detail, but this is just so massive even compared to the Desert City. Even compared. The Desert City is nice, it's big, it's large, yes, I get it, but this is huge, and this is something else. Like, and then, there's also going to be lanterns up here to light whenever I get around to that. But yeah, so that is the beginnings of the underground library. And then, I started putting these signs up. Underground library construction started 1.14.4. We're not going to count the carving as it, even though, you know, beforehand the carving was, like, a big thing. But we're not going to count it, because that was, like, 5 versions. But, yeah. So that is that. Let's get a good sleep in here. But yes, so that is that done. The next thing that we are going to touch upon, that I've been working on, is the auto smelter has been redone. Hello, Goron. Nice to see you. So I completely redid the auto smelter to make it work slightly better, and it does. It works a lot better, actually, and it smelts stuff much more efficiently. Let's get a minecart, head on down there. I will be redoing this, too, in some point. I'm just not exactly sure when. So, here is the auto smelter. Now, much more streamlined thing. So you have coal, food, normal blocks, iron, and then it all comes in here, and it actually works. It actually comes into there. It's not a fake coming into there. Also, I have a lot of iron, but amassing a lot because I've been mining, and a lot of diamonds. I'll show you where all the gold is going in a little bit. But this is how it works. So the hopper minecarts come. They grab everything from the barrel. There is a redstone clock underneath that turns these on and off. As you can see, when these are off, they can refill, but the coal will still be going. And then they come over to here. I'll head down. Let's just make sure there's no creepers or anything. Okay, good. Has the different lines. They all work and fill up with coal. There is no, like, you know, bad stuff about it. They all fill in, and then they all their produce, all their production goes right down here, all the way over to here to this minecart, which is also connected to the same clock. This will head up to right here, which will put it into a hopper that will then put it into the chest. Really ingenious system. It's a tried and true one that I've done many a times over now. But that is the gist of it, and that's how it works. And it's super. I love the fact that it's so streamlined. I literally come back from a mining trip, I go over here, I put everything what it's in, and I leave. And the next time I come down, it's all in this resource chest here. And I got 2 extra chests just for other things. And yeah, so the next thing, though, we have to talk about is the end farm. Now, 2 things with the end farm. The first thing is we have made an ice highway to the end. For prosperity's sake and time's sake, the fact that I need to go back there to repair all my tools is a lot. So we have made an ice bridge. We have made an ice road? Tunnel? But this was very hard. Took a lot of silk touch. I think it has over 3 entire icebergs put into it. But we get there pretty quick, and I won't cut this so you guys can see how fast it is compared to a minecart travel. It is very fast. Oh, I need to eat. Just slow me down a bit. There we go. But, so, this is the highway. During this time, let me talk about some other stuff, is that I am sorry that I have not been producing videos as much. It's been a very hard time on me recently. I've been dedicating a lot of my time to schoolwork and exercise. I've been trying to get really into shape, and it's a lot. It takes a lot to do all of it, like streaming, school, exercise, and like cooking all my own meals. So there's not a lot of time in the day for much else. So really, I apologize for all, but I want to start doing regular uploads today. I may, like today, the day of filming this is Tuesday. I am planning on streaming later today. I want to get the video at least like processed and done with, but who knows? It's up in the air. Oh, I need to fix that. Jeez. Okay, so you get to here, you get out of the boat. This is a glitch that's been happening. So the boat will turn invisible, and what you have to do is you have to shimmy your way off of it. Your legs break, and then you have to save and quit. And you have to reload the world to have the boat back. It's not too big of a deal for me, but it's still like somewhat annoying. So let's go up here. This is the old track. We still need to redo some of this area. Also, one of the projects I want to eventually work on is redoing this fortress, making it into an actual, like, refurbishing it. But come up here. This is the end portal. This is where we lost. This is the lava that killed Barley. Ooh, it's invisible. And right there is where we first mined in. That's where the ender pearl took us. If you go up, that's where we first mined in. I think that's actually the trail leading up. I closed it off because monsters were coming through. But let's go to the end. So, for some levels of transparency with you guys, I will say that I have not died in this hardcore world, but I've had to use one backup since. So when I was creating this end portal, I had placed all my shulkers in this little box. All of them. All my loot, all my gear, all my elytra, a lot of my armor, my tools, a lot of them were sitting in shulkers right here. When I left the end and came back in, they were all gone. The shulkers had gone. I think this area right here resets itself so you don't suffocate and die every time. And I had to load a save. I mean, I think literally the save was a half hour, but I had to reload that save because of how just absolutely, like, bad this was, that I lost everything over something that I didn't know, like a feature I didn't know. It wasn't even like I died. It wasn't like I lost it. It wasn't I threw it on my inventory. It was just gone. Well, but here is the end farm. So I've been using this a lot to fix all my tools, because all my tools have mending on them now, and all my armor. I also used it to create the god armor set. Now, the only thing left I have to do is, like, enchant, I believe, a diamond hoe, and I will have done my goal of enchanting every item fully in Minecraft. But I'm not too, like, pressed to do that. But here it is. Here is the end farm. So it's pretty simple, pretty basic. I have some nice stuff here. It's far enough away from the island where you don't do it. It is completely foolproof, where I won't fall off and die, and, like, you know, even on accident. This is where I throw the ender pearls, and as you can see, like, I can't fit through here, so it's a very good thing to just throw, because a lot of ender pearls are created by this. Oh, and these are going to be so loud. But as you can see, it gives a lot of pearls, and a lot of endermen fall down, and a lot of levels. It helps me up. So yeah, I got a chest here with hoppers going up there. If you want, if you look up here, that's how it works. There is a, what do you call it? There is a named endermite up there, and the enderman will spawn on this platform, and then they will run over to the endermite, but they won't be able to do it. They'll fall into here, and then because the fall reduces their health, they'll be on one hit, and I can hit them. Got some lapis and some books in here. Got some stuff like that, an ender chest, all the necessities for this, just to make it more streamlined. But yeah, so that is, realistically, that's the end farm. And I don't want to stay too long because it's very loud, but I did it. The end farm was built. It was very scary to do. All of this was shift clicking over until we built the location. So it wasn't fun, but I'm glad I have it because it makes everything easier. And I'll show you what makes it easier. We will cut right here, and I will show you the next thing I have been working on now. On a quick side note, just because I wanted to show you this, this is the world spawn. This is where I spawn in every time I jump back because I tend to sleep and then break the bed. So jumping back from the end, I end up always here. And this is the world spawn. This is where I first appeared. This is it. I went boop, and then I instantly walked this way. I didn't go that way. Instantly walked that way. Because as you can see, there are some big world borders, chunk errors that we will eventually have to fix over on this side, which is sad. But home is back this way, and we will be there in a second. Now, this is the last thing that I need to show you guys today in this video. So we have the Ben Davis Museum, which will be entirely torn down soon. We are going to redo this entire museum. I will probably do it in 1.14 just because I want to, but we have a new color palette, a better understanding of what we want to do. We're going to keep some of the same vibes, but we're going to make it slightly bigger in a couple ways, and that's going to be fantastic. It needs a redo. It's been in the works for long enough. It's been since 1.7.10, and it needs a redo. It's technically going to be a whole new building, so it won't have the 1.7.10 on it. It'll have the 1.16 or 1.4. Oh, that's an Enderman. Okay. But yeah, so you know the classic museum. You love to see it. You know, it's great. Oh my god, horrific noises. That's twice. But yes, it'll all be redone much better, you know, because we have stuff like this just because it wasn't built for the idea of redstone lamps in it. And like the upstairs, I do like it, but it could be a little more spacey and everything. Yeah, so it's going to be redone. This is a redo, but what I've been working on a lot is the map room. So let's come down here, and I won't talk. I just want you all to take it in. So, this is the new map room. Now, remember the old one, which I will try to find a clip or at least a screenshot or a picture of, and I will put it on the screen now. And this is what we're comparing it to. This thing. This monstrosity. So, what this is the map room. And we're going to have all the maps on the floor down here. So we're going to put them on the floor in item frames, starting from around the middle, and we're going to expand outwards in all the directions and try to cover this entire floor with maps. And the singular maps, not the, like, expanded maps. So it's a pretty good view of, like, the entire world. And the effect I'm going for is that if you stand over here and, like, you don't see, like, the edge of it, it kind of has an effect of being, like, looking like it's actually, like, you're actually above it. But it kind of gets ruined by the, like, underneath side, the walls. But this does have a really cool mirrored effect. It kind of looks like it's mirrored, doesn't it? Kind of looks like if the redstone lamps were the same position on the ceiling, which they're going to be. I just don't have that much redstone lamps or glowstone. It would have the same, like, vibes and effects. But, so this is the palette we got going. We got this really nice texture pattern on the walls over here. I really like it. We may end up replacing this with a different block in future updates. I actually played around the idea of doing diamond blocks on it, but that just is too much diamond blocks with already doing the gold blocks. But this is where all our gold has been going. I've based this, like, color palette off the design of the cartography table, because the cartography table actually has, like, a little bit of gold in it. But yes, so we are halfway done collecting the gold we need, but we will be going entirely around this entire thing with gold. Now, it took a lot of work to get this big, because before it was 100 across by 50, and we expanded it to 100 across by 100 across. It's a 100 by 100 room. And we are going to fill everything in the bottom with maps. There are all the chests that we will have to move, filled with all the cobblestone that it took from this build. And occasionally we'll get a slime spawn, which isn't the worst. Oh, come on. There we go. But yeah, this is the map room. And this is probably what most of my time recently has been dedicated to. But I just love it. It's so huge. It's so big. It's going to be great. I love that we're having, I keep having more and more big projects, and this project took a lot less time than the Enchanted Library, solely because I had access to the end farm. So every time my pickaxe would get slightly broken, we would instantly just, I had access to the end farm, which gave me, like, was allowed me to really, you know, keep fixing these the moment they would even, like, come close to breaking, which was really nice. Because it took a lot less time, just solely because I wouldn't have to go spend 2 hours in the nether mining for quartz. And we're depleting our quartz. The next thing we gotta do is deplete our stone, but we're depleting our quartz. It's going really well. So yeah, that is the map room. And the final thing I'd like to talk about with you guys is the armor that I made in the end with the Ender farm. Now, what we have here is the best armor you can physically get at this time. The only thing that I don't have is with the boots entirely, and we'll talk about that when we get to them. But first, we have the Elder Helm. This is a play on words from the Elder Ham, and it's an homage to him, the pig who could fly. And this has, of course, Protection 4, Thorns 3, and Breaking 3, Aqua Affinity, Respiration 3, and Mending. Best helmet you can get. Then we go on to Owen's chestplate. Now, Owen, as some of you might know, was my old house iron golem. That was the protector. Goron has taken his place. But, you know, I miss him. I miss him a lot. Owen was a good guard for many, many updates. So we have Owen's chestplate. Then we have Jeremy's pants, which these are another homage to Jeremy, the first villager that I actually cured, and the leader of the Desert City. We'll probably hear from him later on. We will definitely hear from him. And then finally, we have Ender Boots, just to commemorate the whole experience of building an Ender farm in hardcore, which is, you know, for me is like a big accomplishment. We built an Ender farm. It's one of the things I was dreading for a long time, but we did it. So it is done. And that is the armor set. I mean, of course, we do have everything on these, but we already know the Wither's Bane and the Phoenix. And then, of course, the Elytra has Mending on it too. But that really is it, guys. Not else has been worked on at all, other than what I've been talking about. It's kind of funny, like looking at from up here, you see like my base. It looks so small. It just looks so tiny. But then you have like all this. You have the huge Natural History Museum, which we will be redoing the top of this eventually, and messing with the color palette a lot too. I think that it's time to give this whole area a really good makeover. And then the Desert Village, which is just, it's huge. It's so huge. And the fact that we have villagers living from like here all the way through here is just amazing. The moment we get them start like popping up over there, I'm just afraid of my frames, honestly. But yeah, that is all. Please check out, I will be streaming coming up too. More and more of the hardcore world. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. But all in all, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. This has been an amazing experience with all of you guys. I'll try to do more videos of the building techniques I do in the Desert City. And we'll definitely be doing a whole video on redoing the museum. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Because if you like what I do, not because any reason, because if you like what I do, because that makes grammatical sense at all. But yeah, so again, bad with outros, but thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys all in the next Through the Ages. Peace out.